Set now for the Motordrome Video Modified Rod feature. Keep an eye at the back of the pack for Tony Hopping, Ray Tyler, Alan Harris, John Brown. Lights are flashing. Gate is shut. And racing. Brian White took them into turn 1-2 for the first time. They've got themselves sorted out fairly well. A little bit of a bump there between Cosgrove and Harris. At the back of the pack, Alan Harris going all over the place at the moment. That car is just not handled for him all night tonight. Brian White the leader from George Canellis. Then comes Rod Fraser. There's Lindsay Cornwall going up on the outside as Brian White, the race leader, sells out going out of turn 2 and allows George Canellis to go up on the outside and grab the lead. Rod Fraser goes up on the outside of him. He's up into second place. Still not running well, that Rod Fraser car. They haven't fixed that problem. Lindsay Cornwall is following him through, and back in the pack, Scott Foy is the driver who's making the inroads early on. He's moved up into about 6th place at the moment. George Canellis is the new race leader. Lindsay Cornwall in 2nd place, moving up on the outside of him. Rod Fraser has decided to call it a night, and down on the infield he goes and out of the car race. Have we got a new race leader coming down Main straight away? Yes, we do. And Lindsay Cornwall takes up the running. George Canellis is 2nd. Scott Foy getting around the outside, goes up into 2nd place. John Brown going up into 4th spot behind George Canellis, and Tony Hopping is getting out of the pack. 19, Lindsay Cornwall, the 57 of Foy, then the 7 of Brown and the 0 of Hopping. Back to our race lead, where Lindsay Cornwall, starting to blow some smoke, is coming under some pressure from Scott Foy, and there are 9 laps left to go in the race. Cornwall the leader. Scott Foy has that habit of just hurling the car into turn 1. Just as he gets about 10 metres short of the corner, he seems to throw it right into the corner. Lindsay Cornwall the leader, catching up to the slower car. There's Scott Foy driving hard into turn 1-2 up on the outside. So a red light at the moment because car number 15 is stuck on the track. The 57 of Scott Foy will come back to the pack and won't be terribly happy about that, because he was starting to settle right into a racing groove. That brings him back to the field, and it gives drivers like the likes of John Brown and Tony Hopping a real chance to have a shot at him. Car number 15 being given the black flag and asked not to rejoin the race. Scott Foy comes up to his grid position with the track marshal. Lindsay Cornwall going up to position 2. So the track has been cleared. We're set for the restart. The 19 of Lindsay Cornwall and the 57 of Scott Foy. So Scott Foy has elected to go up onto the outside of the front row of the grid. Scott Foy did get the jump too. Tony Hopping got the jump to follow him out. If he can go up on the outside of Lindsay Cornwall, he'll keep himself right in touch, and he does. So it's Scott Foy the leader. followed by Tony Hopping, who's up into second place, and these two should settle down to a pretty good fight over the last 7 laps of the race. Scott Foy and Tony Hopping, Lindsay Cornwall, John Brown, Alan Harris and Ray Tyler. John Brown going up into third place. Scott Foy, Tony Hopping, John Brown and Alan Harris trying to come up on the inside of Lindsay Cornwall and gets through A-OK as well, although Cornwall comes back at him on the outside, but Harris manages to hang on to 4th spot. Scott Foy the leader. Let's have a look at how Tony Hopping is going to tackle him for this race lead. If he can get it away from him, he's going to have to work pretty hard at it, because Scott Foy's pulling a really good driving line at the moment. And Tony Hopping is going to have to work hard to come at him on the outside. He's going to do that going up into turn 1, 2. Scott Foy makes the throw. Hopping gets up on the outside. Foy still has the advantage of the inside running. Hopping getting squeezed up because Scott Foy has that habit of twitching his tail when he goes into the corners. And Tony Hopping is stuck in the middle of turn 3, 4. And it came about from the fact that as he flicks the tail into the corner, Scott Foy's got that driving habit of flicking the tail. It's most noticeable here in turn 1, where he flicks into the corner, and he flicked right in front of Tony Hopping, just got the touch on him. So Scott Foy, John Brown, Alan Harris and Lindsay Cornwall. And Scott Foy is going to be sent rear of field. And Scott Foy being sent to the rear. That driving habit of his has probably got himself into a little bit of problem. Just the way he flicks the tail. He's accepted it. Putting him into a single file restart. John Brown now inherits the race lead because Tony Hopping's gone onto the infield. Scott Foy trying to take advantage of a few places at the restart. Knows he's going to have to work pretty hard. Will get out after him as quickly as he possibly can, although the Harris car still not handling, I don't think, at a 100% handling capacity. And John Brown has the lead coming down Main Straight with 3 to go. Brown the leader, followed by Harris. Then a gap to Cornwall. Brian White's got himself back into the race action, and our early leader, Scott Foy, trying to wend his way back through cars again, back in the 6th place at the moment. 2 laps left to go for race leader John Brown. Alan Harris not getting any closer. Lindsay Cornwall is 3rd. In fact, there's been no change. Here's Scott Foy trying to get up on the inside of Williamson. Couldn't quite squeeze through there. John Brown, Alan Harris. A gap to Lindsay Cornwall and Brian White. Now Scott Foy gets up on the outside of Williamson and goes up into 5th place. But the modified rod feature will go to the number 7 car of John Brown in front of the 6 of Alan Harris, The third place will go to the 19 of Lindsay Cornwall, a good drive for him. The 25 of Brian White, the 57 of Scott Foy, finishing in 5th place. And a somewhat surprise win to John Brown, a surprise when we say that it looked as if Tony Hopping and Scott Foy were going to have the race between them until that racing incident which allowed John Brown to take the checkered flag.